Welcome to another episode of Core Discussions. I'm Legacy.
And I'm Max.
I'm Jay.
All right. And we are missing one. D3 is going to pop in again sometime because I believe last episode he was late as well. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're new to the channel, please let us know down in the comments. We do try and reply, whether it is our core discussions or our personal ones. We will sometimes reply and do our best to reply to all the comments. And as always, if you ever have a suggestion, you ever want to hear us talk about something, please put it down below. So today we are doing a top 10s list of most hated athletes. Okay?
I've been dying for this.
This has been one that we have been setting up for a while. Everybody sent me a list. Again, this is our most hated athletes. We all have a variety of reasons why we hate these athletes. Maybe hate's a strong word.
Yeah, very disliked.
But hate is just an easier way to say
Hate sells better. You can't say, 10 guys I strongly dislike, but not hate.
Yeah, because, I really don't hate anybody. But, just ones that just grind our gears over.
Hunter's like, I think I might hate some of these people.
Yeah,
yeah.
Guys, I'm pretty sure Hunter legit hates. And
I do.
We will let him go because he's been chomping at the bit for this moment and this opportunity. We might see us all leave for 10 minutes and come back and be like, you done? So, gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so our number 10 was voted on by one person. It was me. They come in with 10 points.
The number one's out already?
I knew they would be out already because I knew the sport. It's a soccer person. My number one is Luis Suarez, and I can't stand Luis Suarez. It's
Never heard.
Dude, he's an Uruguayan player. He also played for Liverpool. He is known for being a very dirty player. He literally got banned from FIFA for 3 months because during the World Cup he bit another player.
Wow.
For whatever freaking reason. He's known for his dirty tactics. I can't stand the dude. He's a great player. Yes, I can't stand him. He also played for one of the rivals in Liverpool. I'm a Manchester United fan. He's also hated by a lot of people because in the World Cup, Ghana in 2010, Ghana had a goal, and I don't really hate him much for this. I mean, I was pulling for the other team, so I was a little upset, but I mean, I would have probably done it too if I was in a situation. Ghana put a shot in, it was going to go in. He handballed it to make sure it didn't. Got his team a penalty. His team ended up winning. Had he not done that, his team would have lost. He was booed for the rest of the World Cup because of that.
I feel like it should be an automatic goal to be at,
Yeah. I mean, it was right there on the line. Got to do what you got to do sometimes. He's just known for being a friggin' dirty player. I just can't stand him. I can't stand him. Every bit of him grinds my gears. And I was very happy when Uruguay got eliminated from the World Cup early. Yeah, sorry if there are any Uruguay supporters out there. My apologies, but I can't stand Luis Suarez. He's one of those players that if you have him on your team, you probably love him. But if he's not on your team, you hate the crap out of him.
So he's like a Patrick Beverly,
Yeah. Just a better version of Patrick Beverly, because I will say at one point especially, he was probably one of the best, top 10 best players in the world. All right. The next person we're going to go to came in 9th place with 11 points. We are actually going to go into the MMA realm. It is Johnny Bones Jones. It was voted on by The Mountain and Vitamin J.
I just can't stand him, man. He's a horrible human being.
Yeah, he's had chance after chance in the UFC and repeatedly makes mistakes and still benefits in the long run.
Y'all are saying he benefits? Well, guys, he pulses, okay?
Yeah,
or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Steroids.
He gets away with doing steroids, and he gets title shot in 4 years. It's he's an amazing fighter, but Jesus.
You can't root for him, man. It's just awful.
If he kept his nose clean.
Yeah, literally his nose clean.
Yeah. Might have done that on purpose. But anyways, he'll be considered probably the best UFC fighter of all time.
Well, for sure. Yeah. Well, and then he loves to do this fake nice guy persona when he's in the ring. But then he hits and runs pregnant chicks. That's the kind of stuff he does.
He'll be good for a little bit, but then he always does something that makes it to where like anybody else would probably get kicked out of the UFC, but he's Dana White. He's Dana White's guy, so he gets chance after chance.
100%.
But yeah, no, he just annoys me because I just don't like how he keeps getting away with, like pretty much like blatant cheating too.
Well, when you have Dana privilege, you get those. There's a perk of that.
Got that Dana White privilege.
Yeah, there are definitely some fights just letting that spot and pay for.
And didn't a lot of people think Gustafsson won?
I thought
the first one probably.
Yeah, the first one I definitely thought Gustafsson won.
Jones whooped them in the second one.
Yeah. He's clear superior in the second fight.
Yes, I don't watch MMA. Really. I pulled for Johnny Jones like before he kept getting just because his brother Chandler Jones was on the Patriots for a little bit, so I kind of like pulled for him a little bit out of all the people. But I don't know. It's that and boxing and just never. I don't really get into combat sports that much.
You're missing out on a good time.
You need to. Yeah, you're missing out on a great time.
Yeah, it's just never been my thing. I mean, I think you all are missing out with not watching football, or soccer. So you know. We're just going to have to agree to disagree on this one. All right, so we're going to go into our number 8. Got 12 points. It was voted on by myself and D3. We mentioned this person a little bit earlier. It is Pat Beverly. So why he's on this list is...
Yeah, I don't...
Well, you guys are going to see, like, these first couple was just, like, a lot... There was a bunch that just got one person voting for them. And so a couple of them, if they had multiple people, they usually made it on the list. I can't stand Patrick Beverly. So for me, the reason I put Patrick Beverly, he's just one of those, like, I don't really mind trash talkers. I honestly, in the sport, but like, if you are, back up what you are. Back up. Yeah, be good. Like, I don't give a crap if you trash talk, as long as you can back it up. Like, I enjoy Joe Burrow. I thought Joe Burrow was great. I think his trash talk's hilarious. I never mind Philip Rivers because he was also really good at trash talk. Like, you know, he was good. I don't care if you do it. Larry Bird was infamous for it. Cam Newton, I didn't mind when he did stuff. Well, my issues were other stuff with Cam Newton, but I didn't mind when he trash talked. No, I didn't mind him trash talking because he could back it up on the field. With Patrick Beverly, it's like, he's just like, I get his role of he's one of those people that's like an annoyance, and that's what his role is, and that's what's got him through. But he just goes way overboard of like, yo, dude, calm down. You're a role player. All right. You are a 2-bit player. Shut up. And, you know, even with the whole like money thing, it's like it just added on to it that I'm like, oh, God. Here's another thing of inflated ego of like, yo, know who you are and know your limits, man. I also didn't put him that as high, but D3 put him a lot higher than me.
I mean,
so it would be nice. It would be nice if he was here to comment on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, teams traded you, Pat Beverly, because guess what? You ain't that good. All right,
and they keep trading.
You're not good. That's why teams get rid of you. You're not that guy. Okay, don't know why you're always taking offense to it. Let it go, man. All right. So I get it. They sometimes use this for fuel, but just his goes overboard with me.
Pat Bev recently said he thinks he should make around $15 million per year.
Nah, bro.
No.
Like, especially now, like, no, with this offensive and like you ain't that
Clay,
needed.
That's like Clay and Draymond wanting max contracts. Yeah, not happening.
All right, we're gonna go into our number 7. Came in with 17 points. It was voted on by everybody but the Mountain. It is our first MLB player that we'll be talking about, and this person, it's probably more because of off the field stuff. It is going to be Ryan Braun.
Yes, this is solely because of how he acted when he was caught for steroids.
Yes, because he's a garbage human being.
Yeah, Jacob, what was it he accused the tester of? I forget.
Being anti-Semitic, I believe.
Based on a lie, something he knew was a lie. Yeah. He knew he cheated. And he still went on this whole thing. I think he even sued him or something like that. Yeah. He's made a whole big show of it.
Yeah. I remember it was a news story. Yeah, he went into, you're just coming after me because I'm Jewish. And it's like, then you're like, yo, bro, again, you're going to do steroids. That's fine. You want to lie and defend yourself and say, no, I didn't do it. Yeah, that's one thing. But like, you went after this man's career. Like,
and then like he comes
and
back
said
later,
all this stuff like come on and like never really apologized.
I'm not saying because then he comes back later saying he admits to lying, so it's like, oh, you dragged this whole dude under the bus and you couldn't even like commit to pretending that you were telling the truth. He's like, oh, sorry. By the way, I was lying during my MVP season.
I was toast on steroids. Toast.
Toast on those PEDs. I'm so sorry.
Do you think that's how he said it?
It's like,
It's like he's just mad that that dude was the one that reported him or whatever. But like, I mean, you pissed hot, man.
Yeah, it was just uncomfortable. It was just very uncomfortable. I was like, this is a bit much.
and then the worst part is apparently, I forgot about this, is that they actually overruled the test results because of something technicality, they say, even though he did cheat. So he was claiming they mishandled his urine samples, so it was never tainted to begin with. They said they did that. They tainted it.
And this is one that, like, because most of my list, he's really the only one. Like, I really tried to keep it on the field stuff of why I can't stand you, of like stuff related to sports, and try and take some. Yeah, and try and take some of your personal life and stuff. You also notice, I'm just going to throw this out there, we really like kind of stayed away from a lot of people. So you might be like, well, where's this person? Because they did all these horrible, like we tried to stay away from that. Of like,
OJ.
They're very despicable people. We all can. We don't really want to trudge it up. Like we all don't there's a lot of hate there. Kind of just staying away from some of that.
Here's a quote from Braun about the situation. He said that he made a huge mistake and he compounded the situation by not admitting his mistakes immediately. Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Someone needs to follow up with the guy he accused to see how he's doing.
I know, right?
Because it was a while till it was found out. Again, if he had probably just said, no, he's lying, it probably would have been like, okay, cool. He had just lied for that because like a lot of people were lying, but like to go that hard in New York City, come on, man.
Yeah, scumbag.
No. So we're going to do another NBA player. This person came in with 20 points. It was voted on across the board. It is the 6'10". He at one point was slated to be the next LeBron James. Came out very hyped out of college from LSU. It is Ben Simmons.
I put him on this list solely for that passing that dunk up.
It's just none of his career makes any sense anymore.
No. How have you gotten worse?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Usually you can't pick the moment a career dies, but with Ben Simmons, you certainly can. You know exactly when his career ended.
He's just a frustrating player because you see the potential's there, but
he just clearly doesn't love basketball. Yeah. He never has.
Honestly, he needs to just go ahead and retire if his head's not in. Yeah. Then Philly trades him as they should have, and he proceeds to do absolutely nothing in Brooklyn, and then Brooklyn completely falls apart.
I mean, he just never worked on his game whatsoever. Like he has never learned to shoot, and he's his 6th, 7th year.
I remember saying when he was drafted too, it's like, he really needs to learn how to shoot because he was a terrible shooter in LSU, and he never got better.
And I've never seen anyone because he can go to the rim anytime he wants. He's that athletic. He just is too he's afraid of shooting free throws. Like what? Yeah. What world is this?
He's afraid to get fouled and have to go to the line. And if you play like that, then you're never going to be effective in the NBA. You can't be afraid.
Well, and since he doesn't have a jump shot, he needs to go to the rim, but he never does.
Well, you saw in the playoffs how they played defense against the Sixers. They backed way off of him because he wouldn't even take the shot.
I know.
So essentially, on defense, the defense has a 5-on-4 advantage because Ben Simmons ain't doing anything. And he wouldn't. And it would be the same story every year. It's because he can't shoot. What does he never do? Shoot.
Learn to shoot. Makes no sense. Well, because again, he doesn't love basketball.
I think he wants to be famous because then he wants to be.
He wants to be like a socialite or whatever.
Yeah, I think he wants to do that more than basketball.
Yeah.
Bro, I could totally see him being like a social media influencer. Oh my god, that'd be awful.
It would, but I can see it. He probably because there's no real reason that he should have fallen off this bad.
No,
I know he's had injuries, but nothing.
He's still in his athletic prime. I mean, I keep hearing rumors of a back injury, but no one ever says what it is or was. So, I don't know.
It's mentality, man. You just don't have it.
That's like 60% mentality, and for Ben Simmons at least, and he is not mentally in the game whatsoever.
Some people got it, some people don't. It's hurt careers before. I always like to say my claim of fame was back when Jimmy Butler was on the team, and they had that season with a Kawhi shot, and people were talking about they had to get rid of Jimmy Butler. I always said no. You should trade Ben Simmons because he was still very highly tradable.
If they had kept Butler instead, oh man, they would still be.
Yeah, because they could have kept Butler. They could have kept Butler. They could have kept Redick.
And Butler and Redick, that would have been it.
And that team would have been like a whole lot better.
Redick said that he wanted to play another year, but I didn't even. From what he said, that I think it was they didn't even offer him.
At that point, Ben Simmons had been in the league for a couple years. He still had like no form of a jump shot, and it's not just he was bad at it; it's he wouldn't even shoot it. So how bad does it have to look that if you don't even have the confidence to shoot it, it must be atrocious. That if you don't even have any type of confidence to shoot it.
To add to how funny it is that he would never shoot, and when the games actually were started, was that every summer when they post their workout videos, he was always posting how he was shooting.
And then proceeds and never shoot.
Yeah, he would post videos of him like drilling like 5 threes in a row, and then of course.
Like I told y'all earlier, Michael Kidd Gilchrist has the ugliest shot known to man. He took and made more threes than Ben Simmons.
Wow.
Bro, I cannot believe
and it's like
shot 44% from free throw this year. Holy cow!
Yeah, and it's like, yo, dude, I get you can shoot in a workout video. Do it in a game when it actually money's on the line. And somebody's actually guarding you. Then I'll believe you.
Or just even attempt it because you never attempted.
Yeah. Every team knew how to play him. It's just just guard him, back off of him, and just go to this restricted line.
Yeah, do the Jared Dudley defense.
Because he wouldn't even take a mid range, dude.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
if he was even a mid range threat, he'd be something like DeMar DeRozan or something. I mean, not as good as DeMar DeRozan, but that kind of player. DeMar DeRozan's mid range is lethal.
Yeah, and just with that moment when he had the lane and only Trae Young, all-star defender Trae Young was right in front of him, and he passed the ball. And it's like, yo, dude, it's Trae Young. He cannot play defense. You have 11 inches on him. The best he might foul you.
Yeah,
and it's game 7, and you needed to win that game.
He didn't want to get fouled. That's why.
No, according to Ben Simmons on JJ Redd's podcast, he said he didn't know it was Trae Young. He saw a defender coming his way.
Take it to the hole.
Passed it.
He ain't got that Mamba mentality. Kobe would have finished that.
At all, dude.
And this is one of the instances where they lie, where an athlete lies, and if you didn't know it's Trae Young, yo, dude, I've seen your vision. You're a heck of a passer. You got pretty good vision.
Honestly,
Trae freaking Young.
From where Ben Simmons was, it didn't matter who was there. Like, unless you're like, unless it was like Anthony Davis.
See, that's my problem with Ben Simmons. He has so much talent, and he just
that's the frustrating part.
Didn't work on it. He was just rested because at a certain point he was always better than everyone. That when he got to the NBA, he thought he could just do the same old, still be as good. But no, doesn't work that way.
No, because you can be good, but like people are going to keep expecting you to send more, and the expectations, and then they start coming because you want to be that guy.
He still could be
who was
good,
it?
But I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean. No, I mean, if it's at this point, if it hasn't happened, are you really investing? Like, he's already got paid. Like, it's a little late.
Nah, I'm investing in that pizza instead, Phil. It looking good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just a little late. Like, you got to put the time and effort because, it's the NBA. I'm sorry, these guys are bigger, strong. You might be 6'11", cool. They know how to defend against that. They'll figure it out. Defenses are better. Coaching's a lot better. Players are a lot smarter. You just can't.
And once they realize you won't. And once they realize you won't shoot outside the restricted area, they know how to defend you.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that annoyed me about him, like last year was like when he was like sitting out because he didn't want to play because of Sixers, because of what Joel Embiid had said and all that stuff. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to play," and they're like, "Oh well, we're not going to pay you." And then he's like, "Oh," well then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh well, it's my mental health." Out of nowhere, it's like, okay, he just using that as an excuse to not play. I just felt it was disingenuous.
Yep, that was he knew the card that he could get away with.
Yeah, and so he's like, "Oh well, they can't blame me. They had to give me money if I say it's about my mental health." That's all that was. Because as soon as they were like, "Oh yeah, we're not going to pay you," that's when the mental health stuff came out.
Well,
that's like I'm sure he was feeling some kind of way, but like you weren't feeling that bad, not enough to play, dude.
Yeah. Well, and also when I knew, first of all, I thought it was a bad trade. I'm not a bad trade. It had to happen. Unfortunately, they had to. The Nets had to trade James Harden. But the issue that I was looking at, I was like, I don't think Ben Simmons has been working out. So you're going to get him, and guess what? He's not going to be nearly in NBA shape or any type of shape. And then it's like, oh yeah, he's hurt. I'm like, how is he hurt? He hasn't been doing anything.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah, because like he was
like,
sitting out, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he was hurt. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. And then it's oh, he might play in the series. I'm like, no, he's not.
Mhm.
Simmons is not coming back, especially once the Nets were down. I'm like, no, he's gonna come back, be bad, and then get criticized again of like, yo, dude, what were you doing? Like, come on, at least if you're gonna do all that, please stay in shape and be ready for when they when a team needs you to play.
I do love how every coach lies. Like, oh yeah, we don't need Ben Simmons to shoot. He does so many other things.
Like he's a legit like defensive player of the year. Like
Yeah.
type of
If you
player,
can't-
but I just don't
if
think
he
he
ain't
wants it
good.
anymore.
Free throw shooting fell off a cliff, so you can't have him in late game.
And you can't pay someone $40 million to take him out in the fourth quarter. You know,
Yeah.
that just ain't
He
happening.
shot his last playoffs.
Yeah.
His last playoffs appearance with Philly, he shot like 34% from the free throw line.
Oof.
You.
And you can't put him with a low post player because that'd be too many people on the post.
It's funny because there was a point where you could just see it in Embiid and Doc Rivers' face of like, really, dude?